Madden release reactions. We have got all of the positions announced besides, I think, quarterback and like a couple like punter and kicker and linebacker. That was the other one. So, but those will drop on Friday like this podcast will. We're only going to talk about a couple positions, wide receiver and edge, as those are two of the most important, and they are two of the first ones to be announced, and they caused a little bit of controversy. Not a lot of people were too mad. I'll say that I couldn't find too much wrong with these lists, but let's get into it. Receiver. I'll give out these top 10 real quick. Justin Jefferson at 1, Tyreek at 2, Devontae Adams at 3, Stephon Diggs at 4, Cooper Kupp at 5, Jamar at 6, Chase at 6, DeAndre Hopkins at 7, Terry McLaurin at 8, A.J. Brown at 9, and Amari Cooper at 10. Let's talk about it, Red. You give me your underrated, overrated in this top 10, and maybe even a player that got snubbed out of that top 10.
Well, I'll say it like this, man. It's Madden, so these guys, like, Madden is somewhat realistic in the rankings, but also there's a lot of, like, media hype that goes into this.
Oh, gosh,
like,
yes.
We're not going to talk about it, but Ezekiel Elliott still being in the 80s as a running back is insane. That is insane to me.
Yeah.
And it's clear that, like, not all these people watch football. It's very apparent, and so, I mean, you got to take...
Name goes a long way.
Yeah, you got to take this with a grain of salt. Let's just be honest. But, man, look, and I'm not just saying it because he used to play for Dallas. I don't see Amari being at 91. I just don't get it. He's about to be 28.
Speaking of guy that's right under him, how the hell is CD Lamb not on there, bro?
Look, and I love CD. I'll tell you who I think deserves to be on this list more than CD Lamb is DJ Moore.
No.
Where is that guy's respect, man?
Look,
and if you want to say that someone's a little, I mean, I think DJ Moore might be a better receiver than Terry McLaurin. I'm not saying Terry doesn't deserve to be top 10. I'm saying that I think I'm just higher on DJ Moore than a lot of people.
Hey, DJ's a stud, dude.
But if you want to say D-Hop is rated a little high because of the injuries and stuff, I get it. But in my opinion, and I'm not just saying this, I think CeeDee Lamb, Mike Evans, or DJ Moore fit in that 10 spot better than Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
Just in my opinion. Now, like I said, you got to take it with a grain of salt. Amari, to me, still should be like in the top 15. So, like, I think the lowest ranking he should have is like 86, 87, maybe not 91, but like, it's not that egregious. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I will agree with you. I think DeAndre Hopkins was slightly overrated. I think A.J. Brown is a guy that may be underrated for me. I think he's better than a Terry McLaurin personally. I think
my only thing with Terry is he's done so kind of like DJ Moore. They just have never had stability, and they still just produce.
And they still produce. Exactly. They go out there and still put up crazy numbers. Only reason I like A.J. Brown a lot is because I watch these receivers make their like rankings for receiver, and this dude's like always, if not top 5, right there, like 6 or 7. So
that's what I mean. Like, you can tell not everybody watches film.
And it's like ratings. If there's anyone I'm going to trust, it's going to be receivers. You know, that's who I'm going to trust on these rankings. So for me, those were my overrated, underrated. When it came to snub, I will 110% agree with you on CeeDee Lamb. The one that I was a little shocked personally, I really thought, like, when the list came out and I didn't see him in the top 10, I was like, whoa, Deebo Samuels.
Okay, I like it.
And I know he plays multiple positions. I know it's not just receiver, but that dude is so special on the football field. When the ball is in his hands, amazing things happen. So for me, I would easily, I'm obviously putting CD in there. I maybe not top 10, but he's only an 88. Yeah. Deebo Samuel 88 is just low for me. I think he should be 90.
DJ Moore is an 86.
See, that's craziness.
You know what else? This dude does not deserve to be in the top 10 yet. He definitely will. I think by like week 8 of this year, Garrett Wilson is an 84. 84, man.
Oh, what is Chris Olave, bro?
I think he's around 83.
I think he was 84 too. That's a little crazy, bro.
Man, and look, I love Chris Olave, but Garrett Wilson is
he was better.
Legit, man.
Yeah. He put better – I mean, Chris looked great. Don't get me wrong. Chris is going to be, I think he's going to be a top 10 receiver by the end of this year. That's me being a Saints homer, but I do believe he can be that level.
Yeah.
But Garrett Wilson, he's just as good or better, you know? And it's like, seeing them too low, I get it. They're young, but get me into the cornerbacks. I think Sauce deserves where he's at, but 94 overall in only 1 year in the league. Yeah, they weren't afraid to put him up there, you know?
Exactly.
So, I don't know. Like we said, we can't get too much in these Madden rankings because you look at them and you're just like, oh, okay, come on.
Yeah, everybody goes on there. I mean, I do this. I go on there and download, the created. With the actual people, like, just random YouTubers or whatever will make a Madden roster. I always download that because those are more realistic. I feel like.
Yeah, they are. Of course they are because they freaking watch, man. But we could stay on this forever. On this receivers, but let's move on to edge. This one I honestly was not too mad about. I'll start this one off. I do think, in my opinion, extremely underrated immediately, in my opinion, because first of all, there's only a very select amount of players in this league defensively that destroy and control games. Mm-hmm. One of those guys is TJ Watt.
Yeah.
Him in 94 is craziness. I think he should be 96, 97. I think you could even make a case for 98. He's one of the only guys besides an Aaron Donald, Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett, Nick Bosa that have the absolute ability. Von Miller in his prime had the ability to control a game on the defensive end, dude. Like when he was not on the field for the Steelers, there was no way they were going to win. When he was on the field, at least he had a chance. At least he had an opportunity for him to go out there and get 4 sacks a game. I mean. TJ Watt is so great. I'm not saying he's the best edge, but he is so great, and I think 94 is just lowballing him, in my opinion. And I think, as a fun one, hey, he was up there in the – I think he led the league in sacks last year, or at least second. Hassan Reddick, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind 90, but I wouldn't have minded like a 92 or something in there. I know he only
I kind of like the 90, but I do get it.
Yeah, I understand. I know he's mainly a pass rusher. He doesn't really affect the game in other ways like a TJ Watt and a Micah Parsons and all those amazing guys. But, man, a 90 for a guy with 16 and a half sacks is a little low for me. But when you look at other guys above him, Joey Bosa, Max Crosby, it's Von Miller, it's like, well, is he better than those guys? Is he really better than those guys? So I don't hate where he's placed. I just don't know if I agree with the ranking because I would even say Joey Bosa should maybe be higher than a 91.
Yeah.
So it's tough. It's tough for me when it comes to snubs. It was so hard because I don't know if anyone was really snubbed off this list. There was only 2 guys I thought maybe were a little underrated. I think Brian Burns is a little underrated. Mm-hmm. That dude, a lot of people wanted him, and I know if he's tradable, then he's not probably amazing, but that
also
dude's amazing.
Also, I don't know if you heard this. The Rams were willing to trade a first-round pick, and they said no.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. It's like Brian Burns is good, and he's been good for a while. And he's just like a DJ Moore, played with the Carolina Panthers, has not got any shine. And I don't think Cam Jordan should be in the top 10, but I think he's only an 86. And I know he had a little bit of an off year last year. But he cracked 10 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have liked to see about an 88. Maybe even an 87. But that was a little bit of a homer pick, but those are my underrated and snubbed.
No, dude, I'll keep it short and sweet because I agree with like 90% of what you said. I mean, this is, again, just take it with a grain of salt. And I love DeMarcus Lawrence. He's getting a little older and is mostly, he's not as much of a run or a pass rusher anymore. If you wanted to slide, tell you another name, if you want to slide Alex Highsmith in there, I don't hate that.
One.
Talk about a dude who just got paid. Yeah, dude, 14 sacks last year.
Yeah.
He's only going into his 4th year, man. Talk about a dude that don't get no respect.
Dang. Okay.
I wouldn't mind if they slot him in there. I love DeMarcus Lawrence. I'm with you though, man. I think Cam Jordan. I think he's better than DeMarcus Lawrence at this point.
And they're very similar players. They're both guys that don't really impact the pass as much.
Mm-hmm. But they do. They're guys that you got to watch than just look at the stat. Because, dude, like I'm sure you can say the same thing about Cam Jordan. But as a Cowboys fan, on that defense, the second most important player besides Micah Parsons, in my opinion, is DeMarcus Lawrence.
There you go,
dude. Because That dude is just such a good run stopper and is so just consistent and just technically sound.
Yeah.
You know, he's just been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
He's been paid like, you know, but he's also, they're both getting a little older. So that's another position where it can just fall off. But I mean, you know, it's whatever.
That's literally what you said. I could say the same thing about the Saints because I think our best defensive player is DeMario Davis.
Yeah.
But our most important on defense is Cam Jordan. You maybe could throw Marshawn in there, but I would say Cam. He runs the defensive line for the Saints. Just like, even though Micah's the best, I think you could still say DeMarcus might be that leader on that defensive line.
Oh,
just
yeah,
because of
for
his
sure.
experience, you know?
For sure. He's definitely the leader, I'd say, on the whole defense.
Yeah, there you go. So, was there any other guys you had in there, Red, or is that was all you had?
I mean, I like Brian Burns. You know, there's a couple guys you could throw in there.
Yeah, there was just, I was looking at it like, I don't know if they reached there, but maybe they're a little on the rating wise.
Yeah, I mean, you know, not really, I guess.